Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here. Beautiful day in the Central Coast. But something that kind of concerned me, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little like, oh, dang, is this really happening? Niners need a defensive coordinator. And now we're hearing reports that the Jaguars, of all teams, have a second interview with Robert Saleh. And obviously, we know who the GM is there. Uh, our our nemesis. If you're a Niner fan that grew up watching games in the 2010s, 2011, 12, we had a guy named Trent Baalke, man, and he's the GM over there. If you guys don't know, and they're interviewing him for the head coaching job, and it's just like, oh my gosh, Trent Baalke at it again. And it's crazy how Trent Baalke, he's still the GM for the Jaguars. Someone once said, I think, that Trent Baalke reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, that guy Littlefinger. He's always just playing the game. He's always surviving, even though he should be killed. He's always surviving. That's freaking Trent Baalke, man. He finds a way to survive, even though he destroys all these coaches, gets rid of them. And, I know a lot of Niner fans are pissed off because we're not really interviewing a lot of candidates out there. A lot of people upset. And, I get it. I get why fans are a little frustrated about that situation. However, there are guys I personally did not want. I did not want Jeff Ulbrich at all. I think that, I think he's kind of a horrible defensive coordinator, in my opinion. Just because he grew up with Mike Nolan's and who else did we have at the time? Mora Jr. was our defensive coordinator. Greg Manusky. So he has that philosophy, kind of that vanilla-ass defense. And it showed when Robert Saleh left the Jets. They were like a top 5 defense. Jeff Ulbrich takes full control, and their defense just pans out. They suck. They're horrible. So I think that right there is a blessing in disguise, us not really pursuing Jeff Ulbrich and him now going with the Atlanta Falcons. But as far as Robert Saleh goes, it's all in, baby. Like, we're going all in on Robert Saleh, not interviewing anybody. It could come out back and bite us in the butt because other candidates have been interviewing. I know Allen from the Saints, he's interviewing today, and he might go, I forgot who he might go with the Bears, I believe. So that sucks. I actually do like Dennis Allen. But if I'm the Niners, man, I'm doing everything I can to call him up, be like, hey, I know you're having an interview, but can you find out if you're going to be the coach? If you're going to be if not, then we got to move on. Because it's a tough situation, because I know how much Kyle Shanahan loves Robert Saleh, and I do too, man. He evolved when he went to the Jets, and he even got better. He's smarter too. He's been with them for 3 years, I believe, 2.5 years, but it seemed like he got better. He evolved. And even Kyle Shanahan, the first time when he had the interview, he didn't get the job, and he stayed with the Niners that last year. Kyle Shanahan straight up said, I'm pumped that he's staying for another year with us. Even though he didn't get the coaching job, other coaches, I wish he would have got the job, moved on. Kyle Shanahan was thrilled the first time when Robert Saleh didn't get the head coaching job in the NFL. So, he's banking on him staying with us. And I get it, man, because I really do like Robert Saleh. He's a dude that shows emotion. I love that coaches out there that are so emotional and pumps up the team. That's what players need, When you ever played a game and you had coaches out there and they get pumped up, that makes you get more jacked up. And I remember he would always do that with the Niners. Even with the Jets, he did the same thing. He would get jacked up, pump up the guys, and that's what the Niners need. With Nick Sorensen here, we had Mr. Robot, that really didn't show no emotions. I don't know, man. He kind of, I'm trying to think who he reminded me of. He just was a dude that just didn't have that really emotion, that fire that we needed. And Robert Saleh would be a huge ass upgrade. I can't explain how important it is to have a dude like Robert Saleh out there to be our defensive coordinator, to try to lead us back to the promised land. So, honestly, if freaking Trent Baalke does this again to the Niners, screw us. The way he screwed us when we lost Jim Harbaugh, because he was meddling in, talking to Jed York, saying, yeah, this dude's the problem. This dude's the problem. The only thing I could say is to freaking Robert Saleh, if he's listening. I know he's not listening, but if he were, I'd be like, dude, do not trust this guy. Do not trust this guy with your life, man, because he will backstab you the first second he gets, man. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen because we need a defensive coordinator. We really do, man. You can't go from Robert Saleh, which was great, D'Amico Ryans, which is great. I personally didn't have that much of a problem with Steve Wilkes compared to other guys, but obviously Super Bowl, he'd make some mistakes, but he was way better than freaking Nick Sorensen. So, I mean, all the people complaining about freaking Steve Wilkes, man, Nick Sorensen, he's one of the worst out there, man. He's up there with Greg Minuski and those guys right there. So, whoever it is, hopefully it is Robert Saleh, but whoever it is, hopefully it's a high energy guy, a guy that's been there, done that, knows what he's doing, and we're gonna have to wait and see, man. We really are, but it's a dilemma, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. It is a little dilemma that we're dealing with right now. And then you see, we really didn't interview anyone for the special teams coordinator, that guy from the Cowboys, who's one of the greats out there. Was it Fossil, whatever the heck his name? He's been there forever, but he's always been, that dude's been around since I was like a kid, man, doing special teams, and he's always been have a solid ass special team. We didn't interview for him, so that right there kind of like, dude, like, what the hell are we doing, man? Like, we gotta interview for the best coaches. Why are we just, we might keep Nick Sorensen as our special teams coordinator? It's like, what? Like, what the hell, man? Our special team sucks too. Like, that needs help big time. We gotta interview the best dudes out there, not no freaking journeyman where I could pick up for cheap and be like, there's that right there. No, dude, we need to get the best. So that right there hurts right there. Lose, not out there at least trying to interview the best special teams coordinators too. So, I mean, you always want to have a backup plan. And I know guys like John Chapman are way more pissed off than I am. Like, dude, what the hell are you doing? And I get it. I could get their frustration, not interviewing multiple candidates right now and just pretty much banking on a few dudes out there. So I get the frustration out there. Me personally, I just hope it's Robert Saleh, man. I really do. I was talking about that before the season, before we even got rid of Nick Sorensen as our defensive coordinator, that I really do hope it is Robert Saleh, because he did change this defense, man. He really did get this defense back. The way he was a player's coach, but at the same time, if you ever watched Hard Knocks, he was a no nonsense guy. Like, he would chew out the team, like, as a group. Like, in the meetings, you'd see him like, I'm not effing messing around here. We don't do this shit. And I was like, all right, dude, I like that. Like, I like that. Like, he plays, I guess, what is it called? Good cop, bad cop. That's kind of Robert Saleh, man. He's definitely a player's coach, but at the same time, man, in those meetings, when things have to be addressed, he freaking does it, man. Like, he does it. I like that, man. I really like that. I don't like coaches back in the day when we had, like, guys like Jimmy Ray. Jimmy Ray, dude, who literally like fall asleep during meetings, like the old timers. Like, dude, what the hell? Why do we have these guys, crappy ass coaches, dude? Like, that stuff pissed me off, dude, having dudes like that. So, we'll see what happens, man. I know hopefully we should find out by this next week, who they hire, because I know these teams want to get ahead of everything. They want to get ahead of it, get ready for the draft and whatnot. So they want to hire these coaches soon. So hopefully we could get our answer really soon. What's going to happen with the Jaguars. And also one other thing, when Robert Saleh, the first time he interviewed for that Jags position, I was thinking, you know what? Robert Saleh, I believe he is a Muslim. He's Muslim. And then the owner's a Muslim too. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, there might be some connection there. Like, so, oh, dude, that's like pride, As a Mexican, I watching boxing fights. A lot of the Mexicans, man, they're rolling with their country. Like, the Mexican fighters go roll with the Mexican. Me, personally, I don't give a damn about that. I just care about the person. But I know a lot of my friends and whatever, if they're a Mexican, they're going to be rooting for you no matter what. If it's a white dude, a black dude, UK fighters, they're always going to roll with the Mexicans. So that might be something, too, where it's like, damn it, he's going to roll with his buddy over here. So we'll see what happens, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully he comes back with the Niners, man, and we get rolling again. We get that defense back rolling for next season, because we need it, man. That was our bread and butter. That's been our bread and butter, man. That's what got us to the Super Bowl, I think, two times with Kyle Shanahan. Always had a great defense, so hopefully we get back to that. And we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I got, man. Let me know what you guys think. All right, man. Peace.